Hi, I'm Otote, and I'm going to give you my top 5 tips to help you sleep better. Alright, my first tip is to reduce or avoid junk light, especially coming up to your bedtime. And junk light is everywhere. It's in your mobile phone, it's in your laptop, and it's in your TV. Some people also have it in their lights. The lights all around me right now have a little bit of blue light within them. And essentially what junk light is artificial lights with a blue hue. We all have something called a body clock, our circadian rhythm. It tells us when to wake up and when to go to sleep. And this whole light-in system has a play on your circadian rhythm. What the blue light actually can do for some people is it reduces your ability to produce melatonin towards the evening, because this body clock is regulated by the light and dark signals that the body is given. So towards the evening, the sun is starting to set, so lights are going down, it's getting darker. This is the first signal to your body to start winding down. But if you're on your mobile phone a lot, if you're on your TV a lot, if you're not actually getting darker lights without this blue hue, it can interfere with your actual ability to start winding down and fall asleep. So instead of focusing on that, what you can do is on your laptop, you can download something called Get Flux. If you Google f.lux, this will automatically start to reduce the level of blue in your screens towards the evening. So if you have to work late, you're creative, you have to edit movies, you have to edit videos, you have to edit pictures. Don't let that impact your sleep. Start to reduce that blue hue with that software. Similarly, on your mobile phone, there's a reason why it has a night mode, and that night mode automatically changes the screen to more of a yellow hue as to not impact your sleeping rhythm. That is a major first quick tip. And something else you can do is to change the lamp in your house. Have a bedside lamp, burn a candle, anything to help create that level of calm and help your body relax, produce some more melatonin, helping you switch off easier. My next tip is to have a routine. Routine is something that is in line or even seen in the planets. Daytime, nighttime, it's all a routine. There's a time to sow, there's a time to reap. But we see these routines in the world and we also don't fully understand, well, some of us, that we all need a routine ourselves. A lot of my friends work a 9 to 5, so they wake up early every single morning and they go to bed around the same time as in the evening. And what they find is on a weekend, even when they want to sleep in, they wake up even before their normal alarm. They'll wake up around 7:55, for example. This is your body's routine. And if you want to increase or improve your sleeping quality, you definitely need a routine. A routine is your time you sleep, the time you wake up, but more importantly, what is your nighttime routine? At what time are you switching your phone off? At what time are you putting your phone on night mode? At what time are you reducing the hues as we spoke about? At what time are you closing your curtains? Having a set routine helps regulate your body clock and allows you to wake up and sleep around the same time. And what you find is getting closer to your usual time to sleep, you will start to feel tired. Your body will start telling you, hey, it's time to wind down, it's time to put the laptop down, and it's time to sleep. So an example of a routine can be 2 hours before bedtime, you stop eating, you stop drinking, because really and truly, you might not want to be waking up to urinate in the middle of the night. Something else you can do. What's your favorite book? Listen to your favorite podcast. Lie in bed away from technology whilst your candle is burning. And a last bonus tip just in this section is for some people who find it harder to fall asleep, what you can do is start to fantasize, and not fantasize in that way. What you can do is picture yourself on the beach, walking through. How does the sand feel on your feet? How does the wind blow? And what that does, it calms the mind and bring it to one subject only, as opposed to thinking about the bills that's going to come tomorrow, about have you got paid yet. It gives you one sort of calming thing to focus on to help relax your mind. And what you find in no time, you end up dozing off. My next tip is to sleep where you sleep and work where you work. The body is always creating associations. Have you ever watched a movie and it reminded you of someone? Well, what we tend to do, especially now that it's lockdown, a lot of us are working from home. The temptations to work in bed is very temptatious, especially when the Zoom call is off or your camera is off. A lot of us are working in bed. But what this can create within the body is negative associations. A big key is to sleep where you sleep and work where you work. The bed should only be for two things, and one of them is sleeping. But what that does is when you're in bed, it gives you time to actually switch off, the ability to switch off. But when you're working, you're not thinking about sleep, and when you're sleeping, you're not thinking about work. So have a way to separate the two. Maybe it is not bring your laptop into bed, or bring your work into bed. When you're in bed, it's a time to relax, it's a time to zone out, it's a time to meditate. And that also translates, or it helps you when it's time for you to actually fall asleep, for you to be in sleep mode and not thinking about work. This is a very important tip, having the ability to separate both worlds from each other. Have your own quiet space or your own cave to sleep in. If you have to work and sleep in the same room, get a desk and put it far away from your bed as you can, or facing the other direction. And this will help with the association, or creating an association that's opposite. My next tip is to avoid these key sleep killers. Studies show that those who tend to consume a higher diet full of processed sugar tend to have a harder time falling asleep. But more importantly, they have problems staying asleep. They tend to be more restless during the night. That is a key thing. Avoid sugar as much as possible. But what you will find is sugar comes in a lot of different forms. It's hidden in many different labels, whether it's fructose, whether it's high fructose glucose syrup, whether it's dextrose, whether it's aspartame, which is a sweetener. So sugar can come in many different forms. So be very mindful with what you eat in a few hours leading up to your bedtime. The second sleep killer is salt and processed food. I think in general, being very mindful of your diet will pay dividends when it comes time to sleep. A lot of people don't know this, but the brain is the furthest organ away from the heart, and it uses about 20% of the body's oxygen and energy. So the ability to switch off requires energy and good fuel. So fueling your body right as a standard foundation is very, very beneficial. So avoiding the processed food in the evenings, avoiding too much salt will give you that extra to help you fall asleep. And speaking of fuel can come down to the nutrients that you're giving your body. Here are some key nutrients to ensure that you're getting. The first is tryptophan. And tryptophan can be found in nuts, in seeds, in eggs. Pretty much any natural wholesome food will enable you to get this extra nutrient. And this nutrient can also help with melatonin, which is important. Melatonin is actually what is tend to be produced later on in the evening to help you fall asleep. And it's reduced in the daytime. And this is all dependent on your circadian rhythm. So your body clock. So giving yourself ample amounts might benefit you falling asleep. The second key nutrients to ensure that you're getting are your B vitamins. This is your B1, your B6, and your B12, for example. B12 tends to be harder to get, so it won't hurt to get a nice natural supplement to actually get your B12 levels to where it needs to be. But also ensure you're eating your leafy greens. Ensure you're eating your grains, your quinoa, your amaranth. These are all packed full of B vitamins to help you switch off. What you also have to remember is a lot of nutrients that the body needs are precursors to other key nutrients that your brain requires. So when your brain is creating these neurotransmitters or these chemical or brain chemical hormones, it's all dependent on what you're eating in terms of the nutrients you provide in your body. The next key nutrient to ensure that you're getting in your diet is your omega-3 fatty acids and your vitamin D. Vitamin D, for one, a key place to get that is just going out into the sun. You see a bit of sun in the morning, go out, get some fresh air. For one, the sun will help regulate your circadian rhythm or your body clock, as I spoke about, but also that extra vitamin D will help you wind down during the evening. For your omega-3, a good place to go around getting those might be your fish oils. I personally don't eat fish, but if you do, that's a good way to go start off. Another key thing is other oils you can have, whether it's your avocado oil, whether it's your chia seeds, whether it's your hemp seeds. These are all some good places to get some good omega-3 fatty acids. Another oil not a lot of people know about is an oil called perilla oil. This is a good oil with a good ratio of omega-3 fatty acids to omega-6 fatty acids, a good one to look into. The next key nutrient to ensure you're getting is your magnesium, right? Magnesium, you can find it in your nuts, in your seeds, in your grains, in your bananas, in your whole grains. There's a lot of places to get magnesium, but one thing is to ensure that you're actually getting some. Living on fast food or that fast food lifestyle without having a nice balanced diet, you're depriving yourself of potential nutrients. So balancing this out with some whole foods, some natural foods, in addition to the other stuff. Life's all about balance. This will help automatically give you a sense of calm, give your body what it requires, and help you sleep better. My next key tip is to try some sleep-promoting herbs. The first sleep-promoting herb to look into is a herb called skullcap. And skullcap, well, it's in the name. Nightcap, skullcap. This is a herb that's been traditionally used to help promote sleep. But more importantly, it's been used to help create calm, reduce anxiety. And a lot of us are anxious. We're overthinking way before it's time to go to sleep. And this is impacting our sleep, either directly or indirectly. So skullcap is a good herb to look into to help promote sleep. My second herb to look into to help promote sleep is valerian root. And this is quite a popular herb. A lot of people do use it for its sleep promoting benefits. One of the things it does help with, again, is stress and anxiety. And one thing I find interesting about this herb is studies have shown that this herb can help potentially reduce the time you take to fall asleep. So for some people, it's not the sleeping that's the issue, it's the time taken to fall asleep and the mind wandering for that hour or so whilst you're lying in bed. So this might be a good herb to look into to see if it helps with your sleep issues as well. The third herb is a herb called chamomile, and this is a great entry-level herb for most people. It's actually one of the most popular herbal teas, and this might be for good reasons. There is quite a few studies that link chamomile to sleep-promoting benefits. It's actually been named previously as a mild tranquilizer for its ability to help bring calm to the body and help people fall asleep. So chamomile is a good place to start, adding something herbal to your nighttime routine to help you fall asleep. As a quick bonus as well, when it comes to chamomile, it has a chemical within it that has been shown to help calm the mind. In this day and age, a lot of us are just always busy, we're always on go, so it's very, very hard for a lot of us to switch off. This chemical within chamomile has been shown in studies to help bring more calm to you, especially during the nighttime, helping you doze off potentially quicker and sleep a little bit deeper. The fourth sleep-promoting herb is a herb called blue vervain. This herb is powerful. It's a great herb for sleep, but also it's a great herb for helping balance stress, for helping balance hormones. And hormones play a big role in sleep. You know, for some people, when they're highly stressed, they tend to have a lot more cortisol within the body. This herb might help bring down the cortisol level, help balance your hormones, and potentially help you fall asleep. So it's good for stress, it's good for sleep, and bringing on general calm. And this is what it's been used for throughout history.